rare you find a guy with that kind of pedigree in his resume, the amount of snaps he has in college. We couldn't be more fired up. Exactly.
All right, Zach, welcome to Pittsburgh. Take me through your draft night experience.
Yeah, so I got the call right when I saw 412. I knew it was Pittsburgh. I actually had some trouble with my phone. They couldn't hear me. I could hear them, but they couldn't hear me. So I got the call, ran upstairs out of the basement, and tried to get the phone call to work. It ended up working, but just an amazing feeling to have that relief of getting the phone call, and then end up being here in Pittsburgh, an hour and a half away from where I'm from.
Coach Tomlin always does on the phone, you ready to be a Pittsburgh Steeler? Are you healthy? Are you hearing that? And wait, they can't hear me? What's happening?
Yeah.
Made you a little nervous?
Yeah, it made me a little nervous. Of course, my phone stopped working at the most important time. But yeah, it was all those questions, and it eventually worked. Yep.
Does it feel real when you took that drive to get here to the Steelers facility? You came for a pre-draft visit, as you said, not far from Pittsburgh growing up, but did this make it okay, this is happening?
Yeah, it was definitely special. Obviously I didn't have to get on a plane and go somewhere. I just got in my truck and drove up here, and I think it hit me when I drove through the tunnel and saw the city. It's this is real. It still doesn't feel real, but it was pretty special.
You talked on your call after you were drafted just about the history of the Steelers' offensive line. Does that add a little pressure maybe to being such a high draft pick to continue that tradition at O-line?
I think it's just knowing that there's a high standard of offensive line play here, and that's just going to make me work that much harder to keep and uphold that standard.
You were an accomplished athlete in both high school and in college. Was there any adversity that you faced where you thought, okay, this is going to help me in the long run?
I would say, the last game of my career, I had an injury that going into this pre-draft process definitely wasn't easy, but I just attacked the rehab and got back to being healthy. It definitely was a curveball, but just taught me a lot.
Was it hard going through it? Now you can say, okay, I got past it and I got drafted, but at the time, how hard was it to keep it together and to keep your eye on the prize?
Yeah, definitely not easy. You're worried about going to the Senior Bowl. Obviously, I wasn't able to participate there. I got to go, but wasn't clear for contact. And then, at the Combine, I wasn't able to do everything. But then, I was able to do everything at Pro Day, so it ended up working out. When
you went to West Virginia and eventually became the starting center, what did you learn about what the key is, that center-quarterback connection and relationship that you have to have?
Yeah, it's all about communication. The center and the quarterback has to be on the same page. We have to know where the protection is, who's the mic. Everyone just has to be on the same page, so there's no miscommunications.
And how much on your part is that, being able to read the defense and different things, and your prep work and just the extra things that go into it?
Yeah, it's a lot of film study throughout the week, also studying the game plan for that week, and then it's knowing the calls and communicating that across the line so everyone can hear me clearly, and even when it's loud, just so we're all on the same page.
Have you talked to any Steelers quarterbacks?
Yeah, I talked to Russell last night. He called me again. My phone wasn't working great.
Service, of course.
Yeah. But that was a pretty cool moment.
I guess take us through why you have your name and why you wore the number that you wore. What your parents kind of decided there.
Yeah.
How special that was, maybe for you.
Yeah. So my dad was originally from Florida, and they were Dolphins fans. So my dad named me after Zach Thomas, who wore 54. Just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. That's always been special to me. I've worn 54 since people.
Did you start wrestling first or playing football, or did they start happening at the same time when you were younger?
Same time, around 4 or 5 years old.
And what was that like growing up, just being in a very sports-centric family?
Yeah, you go straight from football season to wrestling season to baseball for a while until I stopped playing that. But it's just a fun time to be a kid and play all these sports. And really, at that time, I just had fun doing it.
Arthur Smith, your new OC, he said woodworking is also something else you do. So is that another hobby? Is there anything else?
Yeah, I like to build things. Like to work with tools. Also like to golf.
Okay.
So yeah.
There's a lot of golfers on this team.
Oh, yeah, it's fun to do. That's for sure.
And why do you feel like, now that it's real, that you were meant to be a Pittsburgh Steeler just based off of your mentality and how you like to play the game?
Yeah, I play with toughness and grit, and I think that's how the Steelers have played throughout the years.